I did it. I made it. The game hit 1 million downloads on the Google Play Store and 1.5 million on the App Store. Now, you see how incredible that sounds? It's not true. I haven't even launched the game. I obviously, because if I had, you should have heard about it by now. However, I'm gonna give you guys an update on everything that's happened in the past year and give you an update on how the game's looking right now. That is a screensaver, but I will show you the actual game. Don't skip. Yeah, welcome back. I took a break from developing for about a year just to breathe, just to get my mind right. I also had crippling migraines, which of course I'm healed.
You are healed. I have healed you.
Gladly am in better shape to return to the project. I did return to the project earlier in the year and it's almost done. It's about 80% of the way there and it's looking good. It's playable. It's already playable demo. It just went from a concept in my mind to entirely playable demo now, and it feels great being able to actualize a dream. I had no idea how to get it done initially, but along the way it materialized. There's been an update to the computer. It's a 10700. It's just dedicated Hackintosh now, run on a M.2 SSD. It's got a 6600 XT, and it's obviously helping drive graphics even better. 64 gigs of RAM, big boy stuff. I'm playing no games, coming out throwing all the punches. That one's still the same machine, 1080 Ti's in SLI. I think the 1080, I can't recall, 1080s in SLI, 8 gigs of VRAM, 32 gigs of RAM. The game is geared to launch at the end of next month. The only thing I'm working on in the game now is just the UI, the user experience, the networking. I'm repurposing a lot of code for that because I have no idea how networking works. I'm talking with the people who wrote the code on GitHub and what have you to just make it happen. I'm using Unity to develop the game. Unreal Engine 5 is becoming more and more tantalizing throughout the course of the development of this game, and I'm like, did I make the right choice? But I will not slander Unity. In case, of course, they approach me for sponsorship, and it's a great game engine. Everything just looks beautiful. Of course, Unreal Engine 5 and Nanite and the advancements they've done there, it's amazing. All right, so let's cut to a quick demo of how we've progressed over the past couple months, and thanks for sticking by. So this is just a screen recording of my iMac, my Hackintosh actually. So you can see here it says it's a 5K 27-inch from 2020, but if I reveal like the rest of my serial number, all that stuff was generated. And if you're a Hackintosh guy, you would understand what I'm talking about. But 64 gigs of RAM. It's an Intel i7. I believe it's like an 1100 or so, and it's running Monterey. I think the latest version available should be 12.5, but updating it is not as smooth as you would imagine. It's just one of those things I run on purpose just to clear my head. So I'm gonna show you guys the game. I'm gonna come in here and jump in there, and okay, so this is the website. This is, you can come on, I'll put the link in the bio, and you can just sign up for the beta request if you want to ever beta test the game in the next coming weeks. This is just a snippet in Unity. You have the assets here, place lights all over the scene. I'm working on Mac OS. I've said that like a billion times, but I couldn't use this plugin I really like called Bakery. It's like $50 if you want to have like really good bakes. Generally, the visual fidelity of Unity is not what I would like it to be, especially being under the bridge. I wanted to have a lot of bounce lighting, It's gonna run on mobile, and as you can see, a lot of the reflections are baked into the textures. A lot of the lighting is baked into the textures. I'm just using a really massive light map. So yeah, this is a female character. You can see I have the Fresnel shaders and all that. It was kind of difficult transferring all this detail over from Substance to a mobile friendly shader, because I mean, if this was running on PC, it would be perfectly fine. But on a mobile friendly shader, you're having, you know, those constraints like resolution drops and all that stuff, and knowing how to utilize your UV space. Let me jump into another character. The biggest thing was having them, so I'm trying to see if I can enable I think it's under display settings, to enable the topology so you can see what it's looking like. All right, the wireframe, there you go. So I'm gonna make it a little bit brighter. There you go. All right, so I had to account for polygon count. Okay, it's gonna run on mobile, and you don't want to jam all the polygons in the world in there. Ideally, if I could go back, I would easily just, you know, decimate this even further. Big issue for me was the dreads on the head. I had to do that by hand. There was some automated software to deal with some stuff for like actually did the chain by hand as well. A lot of it, like, you know, you don't want to just go hit retopo and Zbrush and call it a day. You will end up with a mess. But it came out looking great. Put the loops where they need to be so it can deform well, and just skin it in Maya, and you're good to go. You need reference a lot. I don't want Montclair to sue me, so I ended up changing the M to an N, and these are, you know, the Balenciaga, I believe, the track twos, and, you know, just cool hip stuff that you want to, you know, have players be able to relate to. You go in and you can see, actually use a rock texture for the jeans, and there's surprisingly like a glitch from here. I'll take care of that. But creating your UV islands, and you have them like the actual models superimposed on top of each other. You want to be careful to isolate. I think these artifacts here appeared from the bake, from the normal map, but it's not visible. It's not going to be visible in the exported normal map. I actually went out and fixed them in Photoshop. So if I was going to go to normal, let's actually go here. Normal. Okay, cool. So you can see this is the normal. I lost a lot of detail, being that I'm just using 1K maps for the game. This is a 4K texture. It's not giving 4K. I can't believe I said that, giving. But if you viewed it on the game engine, you would at the end you would still lose detail. So I just had to mitigate where the resources needed to go, and the resources need to go to fighting and animation. This is a boss. I had to model it. You can see I cheated. I didn't put actual geometry here. That's just, you know, I just terminated all the loops in there. And I'm using a lot of normal map stamps, like add detail, like even the grill here, that's not geometry. Like, use these things to your advantage, and it's gonna be a prop in the background anyway. It's gonna be an instance as well. Reference. You gotta pull reference when you're making these things, in as much as it may not be fully at the front and center in your project, but it's just the subtle things. You don't notice what's wrong till it's not there. Just added mud at the base here. I could have gone crazy and added mud everywhere, but you want to put the mud where it's gonna be. Not saying like Nigeria is dirty, but I don't think you've ever been under Ojo Legba bus stop before. Hey, I haven't been there in a couple years. It might be different, but mud is just adds texture, just adds grit. It just makes it feel lived. You can see like the Fresnel and reflectivity. I set that to an anisotropic. I can never pronounce that word. Anisotropic channel, so you can see that, you know, when the character or the camera moves around, gives you that sense of realism. Also, I just sent these textures out. I believe that I lost a lot of detail when I sent them out, because I think I sent them out 1K, and they're gonna be dying in the background. Just was going for like a Y2K type aesthetic. I know everybody's overplayed the Y2K fonts, but I think they're cool. Sue me. But yeah, it's Naija Brawl. It's just a bunch of, you know, superstar type fighting stuff in Nigeria. we don't have an indigenous game, and this is just the step in the right direction, I believe. We have some more promo artwork for it. I could zoom out, but let's see if I can pan this around. But yeah, just some more promo artwork for it. This is like a wide shot of the under bridge scene. This is supposed to be Ojuelegba in Lagos. It could do some more with some background characters and stuff. I added and occluded some of this stuff based on the focal length of the lens I was using in the game. And but this is a high res like render in like 6K. I'd rendered in Marmoset toolbag. You can see the trash bags and all that stuff is still pretty high res. And we have a couple of the characters in the game. This is another character I didn't show earlier. Just a render, lit it in Marmoset toolbag. Marmoset's great for a lot of OpenGL real-time stuff. It's you don't want to zoom in too much. You see like detail that's not necessarily to be there. I'm not giving them fingernails or pores on their skin or zippers on the jeans. You're gonna be playing this on a device that's maybe 6 inches at best. So you prioritize the information. And we have another shot, just promo images, cool stuff. Let's see, more promo images. I really went in, put some chromatic aberration on the corners, just let the sweat look nicer. The hair, I wasn't going for realism with the hair. I wanted it to just be as plasticky as possible. I wanted to get like a Fortnite type style. That's why a lot of the limbs might be extreme or what have you. I really like posing these two together. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Another update should be here soon. The link in the bio for the sign up for the link is in the bio for the beta. Feel free to follow the page on Instagram, and thanks for stopping by.